So today we have a nice algebraic expression that has to be simplified. The expression is on the screen and you can see that it's already very lengthy. Now the task over here is to shorten this as much as possible with a given fact that a, b and c are distinct real numbers. So this is Anmol Mishra and now let us see the solution. How can we simplify this particular expression? So first of all, I will try to take a common denominator as equals to a minus b multiplied with b minus c multiplied with c minus a. Now if I want to take this as my common denominator, all these three terms should contain the same denominator. So let us do some modification to these three terms. So our first term is a multiplied with a plus b multiplied with a plus c divided by a minus b multiplied with a minus c. Okay. So now our goal is to get this particular denominator over here. So what I already have is a minus b. The second thing I have is c minus a present over there and a minus c over here. So if I take a negative sign common from this bracket, so what I will get is c minus a. So the second thing is also same, and what extra I need is b minus c. So b minus c multiplied in denominator, so I have to also multiply it in numerator. Okay. So the modification of this negative sign multiplying and dividing b minus c made my denominator of the first term exactly like this thing. So our first term has now become negative a multiplied with a plus b multiplied with a plus c multiplied with b minus c and divided by a minus b, b minus c, c minus a. Okay. Now the second term, that is b multiplied with b plus a multiplied with b plus c divided by b minus a multiplied by b minus c. Okay. So again we can see that b minus c is completely present over here. Here we have a minus b and here we have b minus a. So I can take a negative sign common. So inside the bracket we will get a minus b. And what extra we need is c minus a. So I will simply multiply c minus a in numerator and in denominator. So again we can get the same denominator as we were looking for. So our second term has become negative b multiplied with a plus b multiplied with b plus c multiplied with c minus a, and in the denominator we have is a minus b multiplied with b minus c multiplied with c minus a. Now similarly we will take the third term and make its denominator as a common denominator. So the third term is c into c plus b into c plus a divided by c minus b multiplied by c minus a. So what we required is a minus b, b minus c, c minus a. So c minus a is already present, b minus c is required, and we have c minus b. So I can take a negative sign common. So what I will get inside the bracket is b minus c. And what extra we need is a minus b. So I will multiply it in denominator and in numerator. Okay. So again a modification of negative sign and multiplying and dividing a minus b gave me the same denominator that I was looking for. So now our third term has become negative c multiplied with c plus a multiplied with c plus b multiplied with a minus b and divided by a minus b multiplied with b minus c multiplied with c minus a. So here you can see that I have modified all the three terms so as to get the same denominator in all of them. Now the second common thing that I can observe is that all the three terms is negative. So I can take a negative sign common, divide sign, and a common LCM as a minus b multiplied with b minus c multiplied with c minus a. Okay. Now in the numerator part we will have this particular numerator plus the numerator of the second term plus the numerator of the third term. So in the same particular step I will do some calculation work also. So from this and this particular term I will take a plus b common. So if I take a plus b common, so inside the bracket I will get a multiplied with a plus c multiplied with b minus c plus all the three terms has become positive because I have taken negative sign common plus b multiplied with b plus c multiplied with c minus a. Okay, and bracket close for this a plus b, and this numerator as it is, that is plus c times c plus a, c plus b and a minus b. Okay, now let us simplify it further. So let me change the color over here. Now I'm just going to open the brackets that is present over here. So I will get a square b minus a square c plus abc minus ac square plus, now opening this particular thing, so b square c minus b square a plus bc square and negative abc. Now here we can see that positive ABC and negative ABC got cancelled out. Okay. Now let us factor out the rest of the term. So a square b minus b square a. So I can take ab common so as to get a minus b inside the bracket. Similarly, a square c and b square c. I can take negative c common, so inside the bracket I will get a square minus b square, that is a minus b multiplied with a plus b. And now from this and this I can take negative c square common, so inside the bracket a minus b. Okay, so this particular thing over here can replace this particular bracket that was present over here. So now our expression will look like the negative sign as it is, the curly bracket a plus b that is present over here multiplied with this particular thing that we have just got, because this is the value of this particular thing. Okay, now again from this particular bracket we can see a minus b and a minus b can be taken common. So inside the bracket again we will get ab minus c times a plus b minus c square, and this thing is added with c multiply by c plus a multiply by c plus b multiply by a minus b, and this whole thing is divided by a minus b multiply by b minus c multiply by c minus a, and the curly bracket for negative sign close. Now observe carefully that a minus b over here is common, means it is multiplied with this whole term, and over here again a minus b is multiplied with this complete term. So I can take a minus b as a common thing and cancel it out with the a minus b that is present in the denominator. Okay, now let us see the rest of the things that's remaining, and that is a plus b multiplied with this bracket. So let me just open the bracket. So multiplied with ab minus c multiplied with a plus b, the complete square, minus c square multiplied with a plus b. Now the rest of the thing, that is this term, so plus c multiplied with c plus a multiplied with c plus b, and this thing is divided by b minus c multiplied with c minus a. Okay, now what I'm thinking is to get rid of this particular negative sign. So for that I will take a negative sign common from this particular bracket of c minus a. So c minus a will turn out to be a minus c, and negative sign got common out, so this and this negative got cancelled out. So now we have got rid for the negative sign. Okay, now let us open the bracket in the numerator. So over here we will get a square b plus ab square minus, now if I will just open the bracket with identity and multiply with c, I will get a square c minus b square c minus 2 times a b c, negative c square a and negative c square b, that is this thing. Now opening the brackets over here, so plus sign c cube plus c square b plus ac square plus abc, and this thing is getting divided by this particular two brackets, and if I'll just open the bracket I will get ab minus bc minus ac plus c square. Now as we were having a task to simplify this particular expression, and most of the cases where I have seen we have to simplify an expression, the denominator was always not present in the final answer. So I'm just trying to get rid of this denominator part by cancelling it out with the help of a numerator. So let us see what we can do. So we have ab minus bc minus ac plus c square. So we can see we have a square b. So if I'll take a common from this particular thing, inside the bracket we'll get ab. So now we have this particular first term. Now the second term we need is negative bc. So we were having a term like this one, negative 2abc. So this can be written as negative abc 2 times. So if I take a common from one of this term, I will get bc, so negative bc. Remember that a is getting common out. Okay, now the next term we required is negative ac. So negative ac is required, so over here we have negative a square c. So from this term if I will take a common, so I will get negative ac, and finally we required c square. So a term over here, anything, yes, we have ac square. So from this term if I take a common, inside the bracket I will get c square. So if I will take a common from these terms, let me just change the color. So if I will take a common from this particular term, this particular term, this particular term, and over here this term, I am getting this particular bracket as in multiplication. Okay, now let us try the same thing with b. So b multiplied with, now from this term if I am taking b common, so ab inside the bracket, the first term is okay. Now the second term we required is negative bc. So from this term if I will take b common, so I will get negative bc. Now next term I required is ac. So from this particular term that is over here, negative abc, if I am taking b common, so I will get negative ac. And finally we required plus c square. So any term like this, yes, this particular term is c square b. So if I am taking b commons, inside the bracket c square. Now let us try the same thing with help of c. First of all, let us see which all terms got included over here. So ab square, negative b square c, and anything else, yes, negative abc, and this particular term c square b. Now let us try the same thing, but this time taking c as a common. So if I am taking c common, so the rest of the terms that are remaining over here is negative c square a, negative c square b, positive c cube, and plus abc. So from this remaining terms, if I am taking c common, so what I will get is ab minus bc minus ac and plus c square. So you can see that if from the numerator, from some of the random terms, if I am taking a common, b common, and c common, and remember that all the terms were perfectly utilized, nothing was repeated and nothing is left. Like in C, we utilized all these remaining terms, and you can just count the number of terms. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this was splitted as 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 terms were totally present. 4 got included in this, 4 got included in this, and 4 got included in this particular bracket. This means all the terms are perfectly utilized without any repetition and nothing is left. So what I got as a common bracket is AB minus BC minus AC plus C square. This and this share the same common bracket, so I can take it as common, and this thing would be multiplied with A plus B plus C. A we got from here, B from here, and C from here. And this thing is getting divided by AB minus BC minus AC plus C square. So this and this got perfectly cancelled out. So what we finally get is A plus B plus C. This is the simplest form for our expression. That means this is the answer that we were looking for. So this was my way to solve this particular question. If you have any other method other than this, you can do comment below. And if it's hard to comment, you can email me, or else you can send it to me on my Instagram. The link is in the description.